Hello everybody. We've all heard that term, if that RV's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. Well, you know that's sound advice for anybody who's coming over to pay you a visit. But you know you could do something about that rocking motion in your motorhome by installing some heavy-duty anti-sway bars, such as this. You know, we've all had that sensation when a semi-truck passes you on the highway, it's like, whoa, holding tight, clutching that steering wheel. Well, we're going to do something about that today by this install. This is certainly something that you can do yourself if you choose to do so, or you can have somebody do it for you. Today I'm going to do it, and you're going to watch. So I'm going to get changed, and we'll get started. Hi everyone. So my project today is to replace the front and rear anti-sway bars on my Class C motorhome. I've gone ahead and ordered some replacement parts from Hellwig, and it came in 2 boxes. So let me show you what I got. So what I did is I ordered a replacement front anti-sway bar, and this is the replacement rear anti-sway bar. And what I've also got to improve overall handling is some new shock absorbers, some heavy-duty Bilstein shocks that I'll have my RV shop replace for me, since I can't really jack up my RV. So this is a 2-step process. The Class C, the E-450 chassis I have, has stock front and rear sway bars on it already. So the first step is to remove the existing sway bars, and once I have those off, I'm going to use some of the existing hardware, and I'm going to put on the new ones. Okay, so I'm underneath the front end of the RV right now, and I want to show you the existing stock anti-sway bar for the front end. As you can see, it runs all the way across the front end and mounts to the frame of the RV right here. There's one bolt here and there's one bolt behind, and we're going to remove these and reuse these bolts to mount the upgraded anti-sway bar. There's only 2 mounting points, one on this side, one on the other side, and on the newer E-450 the bar actually goes inside this I-beam, part of the front suspension here. So it's the new bar is not going to use this component. It's going to have a different mount on here that's going to mount to this I-beam. But anyways, you can see the diameter of the existing stock anti-sway bar is a lot smaller than the new one, so this should give us a lot of benefit in terms of handling on the front end. Now, one thing to mention is that the kit that comes from Hellwig is designed specifically for this model, the E-450, and this is a 2007 model. So all the parts and instructions should work perfectly, hopefully, for this installation. So let's get started. Okay, so now I've removed the old anti-sway bar and I've put it next to the new one. You kind of see the difference. So here's the old one the stock anti-sway bar and the new Hellwig bar right here. You can tell there's a significant difference in thickness. So I'm going to go ahead and put together all the pieces I need to assemble the Hellwig bar, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm about ready to install the new Hellwig bar on the front end of my motorhome. So before that, what I want to do is do a kind of a dry fit of all the pieces to make sure I know how they go together and make sure I have all the right tools and the right parts. So I've just kind of laid it out in the back of my truck right here, and I'm going to go ahead and put these together. So there's a bracket here that mounts to the I-beam, and there's a particular order in which these pieces go together. So I've reviewed the instructions, and I know the end piece on this bar goes together like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do an assembly just so I know how it goes to make it easier for when I'm crawling underneath the RV. So these pieces have a little ridge on them, and I'm going to go ahead and I know they go inside this hole kind of snug. So there's a washer, there's a spacer, there's another washer, there's another bushing, there's another, this goes through here, the bracket, and it's going to be another one of these, another washer, and it's going to be held with two bolts, two nuts that go on the end. Actually one. It's going to be one locking nut. And the locking nuts are identified a little bit different. They have a little rectangle indentation on them. So that's the locking nut's going to go on there. We're going to crank it on there nice and tight with our socket and torque it on. So that's that piece. So one of the other pieces that hooks onto the frame is going to be this D-shaped bushing, which holds the tow bar in place. What I'm going to do is put a little bit of grease inside here, and this is going to mount onto here, and this D bracket goes over that, and this mounts to the existing mounting holes where the stock bar was mounted to, and it's going to be mounted with the existing bolts here. I'm going to go ahead and clean these up. They're a little bit rusty, and they're going to go in there like that. One of the things that the instructions don't really talk about is this piece here. I wasn't sure what this was at first, but I figured out based on reading online that it's basically a spacer that goes right there to hold the bushing in place, I suppose, to keep it from sliding around here. So that's going to go in there first, and then the bolt here is going to hold that in place. So I think I have all the pieces now all dry fit and put together. And so I'm going to go ahead and take all these things down to the RV, crawl underneath, and start assembling this front anti-sway bar. So let's do it. Okay, I think I've got everything in place, just finger tight for now. I'm going to make some final adjustments and then start torquing them down to the right tightness. But so you can see I have the, I don't know if you can see this or not. Here's the sway bar attached to this bracket here, which goes around this I-beam, and this is your locking nut. There's going to be a couple more nuts go on the end of this, and you can see here where it's mounted to the existing location where the other bar was. So again, I'm going to make some final adjustments and tighten everything down and see how it goes. So it's getting kind of tight in here. Can't really move around. So the installation on the front anti-sway bar is complete. Let's take a look at it. Alright, peeking underneath the front of the RV, we got a shiny new Hellwig sway bar mounted underneath there. Look at that sucker. Now that the front sway bar is installed, everything looks good. I can enjoy a nice cold beer knowing that I saved myself some money and learned a little bit more about how my RV works. So in my next video, I'm going to take on the rear sway bar. So until then, happy RVing everyone. Have a good one.